Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. I'm grateful to be here, grateful to be teaching you, and want to remind you about my contact information. I love to get emails, and I love to see what you post on social media. If you happen to post something, I encourage you to use @BBL_tangles in your post so that I get notified and I can go look at what you've done. Another reminder every time that there are no mistakes in Zentangle. And I'm making my own little reminder cards similar to these bijou tiles. And I got a newsletter from Sandhya. I'm not sure how to say her name for sure. She's a CZT, Sandhya Mann, and in it she said, progress is more important than perfection. And I want to tell you that that is so true. And I want to show you my very first tile that I did. And this is to let you know, if you're a beginner, this is how my work looked on day one. And practice helps. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to have perfect tiles, but give yourself time, okay? Practice daily or as often as you can, and then just be happy with your work. Be happy with your art, okay? Today, I'm going to do a monotangle. And the name of this is, I'm going to do what's in the center here, and it is called Ginili. Let me write it on the back of this one because the back of this tile has a lot of stuff on it. Okay, Ginili. Okay, and now I've forgotten who did it. Randi. Randi. Wynne-Parry. And I found this tile in my stack of things where I had started a pattern and didn't finish, and I couldn't remember the name of it, and I did not write it on the back of my tile like I tell you to do. And so I posted just this part of the beginning of this on Facebook and asked if anyone knew the name of it, and they said yes and gave me that name. And so I finished this tile with Ginili and flux and waves, and this is crazy cadent. And these are all patterns that I've taught recently, but I have not taught you this one. So I just wanted to show you that. And in case some of you probably noticed, I have nail polish on for the first time, and there's a good reason for that. I went outside with my 7-year-old granddaughter because she wanted to pick pecans. She loves pecans. And we picked some and tried to open them. And when we did, it got my fingernails looking terrible. And so I covered up the stains with nail polish. All right. So I'm grateful for nail polish today. I'm grateful to be here and grateful to teach you. And this is a fun and easy monotangle. All right, we're going to start with our 4 corner dots. You could fill this whole tile if you want to, or just a little bit. So here's our border. Okay, and I've done that very lightly. And then we're not going to do a string today. We're just going to do that one pattern. And it very simply starts with just a random petal shape, okay? And then we're just going to divide it with these lines that come out from this point. However it's easiest for you to do it, whether you start down here or on the edge. And then we're going to add rounding, and we've done this before, but she makes it really thick at the top. So turn your tile if it's easier for you to do it that way. And not just a little line, we're going to put a lot. And that's part of the pattern. And it also gives you an opportunity to make these look even better. So, for instance, if I wanted that one to be a little bit more round, then I can do that now. Because, like I say, it is meant to have a nice dark line there at the top, like you see on these, okay? So we just come out and do another one. And I didn't get that line very dark, but that's okay. We're going to have the opportunity to fill that in. Divide it with these lines. And then we're just going to come around, add our rounding. This is another way that you could do it. Just come along like that and then fill it in at the top. You could even make it a little bit thicker by adding a dark area up above what you've already added. That makes more sense. So in other words, I could just reshape this if I wanted to. Okay, so we're just going to do another one here, and we're coming out from the center. This is an easy pattern, and for me it's very relaxing. And that's always what I'm hoping for, especially when I do a morning tile. I put on some quiet, easy music, meditative type music, and then I tangle for a while. Okay, I'm going to have this one come from behind a little bit. And then add your lines. This one's going to go behind. And I'm not trying to get each one to be a certain width on these petals. Okay, remember to relax your shoulders, relax your hand. I remember one time Rick said, try to pretend you're drawing with a tiny egg, like a robin's egg, and hold it softly. I rarely do that. I always seem to have such a grip on my pens, but try to relax. Okay, so now we're just going to come back here, add another top of a petal, and then your lines coming out. And then add your rounding. I'm going to go ahead and add another one there. My dog Coco is sleeping in the background. You may hear her snoring. But I love that she always wants to be with me. She is, well, I didn't rescue her from a shelter, but she was a lost little dog, and a lady put a notice on Facebook that she had a dog that she had found, but she couldn't keep her. And initially my daughter wanted her, but then I ended up with her. She's a sweetheart. I believe she is partly an American Staffordshire Terrier, but I have not done and do not plan to do a DNA test on her. If I planned to have her have puppies, I might, but we're not doing that. Okay, so I'm going to try to not make this go too long. It's a very simple pattern to repeat. Now, I am trying to get a few videos done ahead of my Inktober videos, because that takes up a lot of my time in September and October. And I got my Inktober list yesterday. Today is September 1st, but the list came out yesterday. And I will show a brief video soon on my plans, but I'm simply going to draw on bijou size tiles. You are welcome to do yours however you would like. And I have decided also to color each of my tiles different colors, and then just kind of randomly put them together in a 12 by 12 frame. I was going to do just plain white bijou tiles, but I go through these phases of wanting to add more color and having fun with watercolors, so I decided to do that. And I will show you in a video coming up soon exactly what my plans are. Okay, so you can see this is a very simple but beautiful pattern. And you are more than welcome to fast forward on this. I do not speed up my videos because that makes me very anxious to watch a video that's been sped up. And we don't want to produce anxiety with our YouTube videos. We want to help you learn the Zentangle method and how to relax, enjoy your art, and enjoy the process. So that's why I don't speed things up. It's not about getting it done quickly. It's not a race. It's not a contest. We're not being graded. The only person you want to compare yourself to is yourself. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, so you can make these any shape you would like. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit along the top of this. Okay, so let's come out this way. I think I'm going to fill that one in. Remember to make this your art. And remember to love what you do. When you get to the end of a tile, hold it out, appreciate it, appreciate the fact that you're an artist and that you have the tools to do these small pieces of art that have great results. Okay, so I'm just continuing to add these lines. I do try to make sure that I find patterns where if you need to, you can go find the step outs and follow those to do that pattern again. With the upcoming Inktober, there are several patterns where the step outs might only be on either Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. If you don't have those social media accounts, I will try to show it on my cell phone. I've done that before. Just let you see how the step out looks from my cell phone. But I will be teaching you how to do each one. There are a few that look a little challenging, and that's a good thing. But my goal is always to find the easiest way to teach you, excuse me, how to do these patterns. And I also want to encourage you to take these patterns that you've learned and don't be afraid to put a tile together. That's what I did here. Okay, I took the patterns that we already had and put them together on a tile. I really enjoyed doing that. Okay, again, we're just adding rounding up here at the top. I'm going to add a little bit more at the top of this one. And you can stop here. You can go all the way out. Like I said, you don't have to keep this border. Borders and strings are suggestions. Again, breathe, relax your shoulders, relax your hands. And I tell you this because I'm reminding myself. Okay, I'm gonna fill that one in there. Okay, so continue going as much as you want. I think I'm going to add one here. And like I said, I would encourage you to look at the step outs and look at her examples. I love going to the Zentangle Mosaic app and seeing how others have drawn theirs. See some pretty awesome variations there. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to add any more. And don't be afraid to leave white space. I think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and put my chop here before I forget. But this is one of those that you can turn it in any direction, okay? And it's still good. So for shading, I'm just going to put some graphite down in the center at the bottom of each of these petals. And then I end up putting it at the bottom of all of these. And if you want, you can go ahead and put a little, because these are going behind. So put a little where it goes behind. And on this other tile, I used General's pastel pencils on all of this, okay? But I enjoy showing you with a black pen on a white tile so that you can see that you can do this with any paper. If you're in a waiting room, you're in an airport, you're on an airplane, you can get pen, paper, and pencil and draw anywhere. Okay. And I do have a shading video where I showed a couple ways where you could add a little bit of shading if all you have is a pen. You can do that with hatching, cross hatching, and stippling. Okay, so I'm just going ahead all the way around and adding my graphite. Now with my blending tool, my tortillion, I'm just pushing that into the paper in small circles. And then I'm just going to keep coming out a little bit at a time. And that gives me a nice gradient. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. So just softly pushing that out, but not all the way. Okay. So we're going to go all the way around. And then just pull it up and just keep softly blending a little at a time. Okay, this one is going behind, so I'm going to pull a little bit up around that petal. And when you do this, very softly blending, then you don't see a line where your graphite ends. I just like that effect. And you can always come back if you wanted to, like down in here, add a little bit more graphite to make that shadow a little bit darker. Start out lightly and then increase it if you want. Like I said, I'm starting in little circles and then just softly pulling it up. Okay, this one goes behind, so I'm going to go ahead and just, with what's on my tortillion, pull that up a little bit. Same here. And remember to make this shading part of your mindfulness. A mindful monotangle is meant to just help you relax and stay in the moment. That's what mindfulness is. Hopefully it calms your mind. And it worked better for me than trying to meditate did. I had just started a meditation practice started another one. Used to just come and go. But I was doing pretty good at meditation, but then when I found Zentangle, I decided that was the best way for me to relax. Okay, sorry, trying to get this to come back down. All right, there you go. Pretty simple. If you're doing this on another tile, you could put, you know, other little floral, botanical type things coming around it. And for this one, I just, like I said, picked some of these other patterns. There's flux, waves, and crazy cadent. And these are pastel pencils. All right, step 8, appreciate. Again, hold your art at arm's length. I want you to tell yourself, I'm an artist. I did a good job today, and I like this. And sometimes I have to force myself to say it, and sometimes I have to put it aside and come back, and then I'll pick it up and go, you know what? I like this. So try that. I think you'll like it. All right, thank you again. I'll be talking about Inktober, more details coming up soon, and I'm going to have a prompt for you where you can pick some patterns to put around a string similar to what I did here, and I hope you enjoy that. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time, my friends. Thank you so much. Bye.